In the summer of 1968, the world watched as Mexico City hosted the Olympic Games. Amidst the celebrations of athletic prowess and international unity, a moment of profound political and social significance unfolded on the 200-meter track. The men's 200-meter race was one of the most anticipated events. American sprinters Tommie Smith and John Carlos and Australian Peter Norman were among the top competitors. Smith took the gold, Carlos the bronze, and Norman the silver. During the medal ceremony, as the American national anthem played, Tommie Smith and John Carlos each raised a black-gloved fist in the air. This silent gesture, known as the Black Power Salute, was a protest against racial discrimination and a call for human rights. Both men wore black socks without shoes to symbolize African-American poverty. Peter Norman, the silver medalist from Australia, stood in solidarity with Smith and Carlos. He wore a badge of the Olympic Project for Human Rights, supporting their cause and sharing their commitment to equality and justice. This act of unity and defiance resonated across the globe. The consequences of their actions were immediate and severe.
Starting with the news that the Black Power disciples Tommie Smith and John Carlos, the Olympic 200 meters gold and bronze medalists, had been suspended by the United States Olympic Committee and given 48 hours to leave Mexico.
I had said that if there were any demonstrations at the Olympic Games by anyone, the participants would be sent home.
Smith and Carlos were expelled from the Olympic Village and faced intense backlash in the United States.
The Olympic Games are the right place to do this kind of thing. You ought to use this as a kind of world stage.
David, since we are athletes, although I am a teacher, but I'm not a politician, we use this so the whole world could see the poverty of the black man in America.
At the same time, cynics might say that you've got it all. You've got publicity, you've got medals, you've got martyrdom as well. What are you going to say to that?
I can't eat that, and the kids around my block, they grew up with me, they can't eat it. And the kids that's going to grow up after them, they can't eat publicity, they can't eat gold medals, as Tommie Smith said. All we ask for is equal chance to be a human being. And as far as I see now, we're 5 steps below the ladder. And every time we try and touch the ladder, they put their foot on our hands and don't want us to climb up.
Peter Norman was ostracized in Australia and excluded from future Olympic teams, despite qualifying for the 1972 Games. Despite the hardships, the bond between these three men only grew stronger. Smith, Carlos, and Norman remained lifelong friends, united by their shared commitment to human rights and the enduring impact of their courageous stand. In 2006, Peter Norman passed away. To honor their friend and fellow activist, Tommie Smith and John Carlos traveled to Australia and served as pallbearers at his funeral. Their presence was a powerful testament to their deep friendship and the lasting legacy of their actions in 1968. The 1968 Olympics and the courageous stand of Tommie Smith, John Carlos, and Peter Norman remind us that the fight for justice and equality transcends the realm of sports. Their legacy continues to inspire generations to stand up for what is right, proving that a moment of bravery can echo through history.